Well, you guys know as well as I do that if I'm wearing a suit, that can only really mean one thing. It's Cup Final o'clock. Hello there and welcome to Season 3, Episode 6 of Let's Go Hammers. I'm StuBo. Thank you very much for joining me today where we are going to be playing against Tottenham Hotspur in the CARABAO Cup Final, hence the suit, and possibly Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. However, we might not end up doing that one. I'll talk about that in a moment, but if the Carabao Cup Final sounds like a good plan to you, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more Football Manager awesomeness. Since you were last with us, well, I'm sounding like a broken record. We're a very good football team. We genuinely are. Look at this run. Look at that January. We only dropped points once, and it was in the derby against Tottenham Hotspur. Absolutely insane. So the last time you saw us was the game against Manchester United in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, the second leg, which we won 1-0. Since then, Julian Alvarez scored a couple of goals to get us past Brentford. We did need to be bowed out a little bit there. We were the better team, but Brentford really put up a fight. We then scraped past Brighton 3-1. I say scraped past. We weren't very good in this game, but this is something I've been noticing. The games where we're not very good, we're finding goals in them. Benjamin Sesko, by the way, scoring his first goal for the club in that one. So far, his only goal, but we won't talk about that. We then got past Fulham 2-1 as well. That was fantastic. And then we, as I said before, drew against Spurs 0-0, which at the time I was annoyed about, but actually, we've only dropped a couple of points. We didn't lose against a rival, so morale-wise, we didn't take a hit on that one. It was very, very good. And that saw out the January transfer window. I don't believe we made any more transfers as far as I'm aware. Oh, we did, yes. Sorry, I forgot about this one. Angelino. We signed Angelino on loan from Bayern Munich. I think there's a future fee in there that we don't need to worry about. We're not here next season. But we signed him and we got rid of Aaron Cresswell. We let him go for nothing. I can't remember where he went, actually. He went to Malaga. Let him go for nothing just to get his wages off the books. And we brought in this guy, Angelino. Counts as an English-trained player, which is crucial for the Champions League. So I think this is a good piece of business, actually. He's come in. He's done all right so far. Made a couple of appearances. Hasn't looked out of his depth, which is obviously lovely. So that's the only other transfer business we did in terms of first-team players. Another player from Bayern Munich, actually, which I only just realised. So that is the last transfer, well, major transfer that we're going to be doing for the club. So yeah, that happened on deadline day, and then we went to Leicester in the Premier League after deadline day, 1-2-0, Zuma and Zakarian. Zakarian's a good player, man. I know I've mentioned it before, but he's such a good player. He's everything I wanted from Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott, by the way, still hasn't played for us yet. He is now getting to the point where he is usable, so we will use him at some point, but not today. Definitely not today. We then went and beat Norwich 4-1. Ivaniusek with a couple of goals. Alvarez and Madueke doing well as well. Ivaniusek has been really good as well, by the way. He hasn't chipped in with a lot of goals, but he has done a few assists as well, and he's just a consistently good player. We then had Everton visit us in the Premier League. We beat them 5-2. Almada doing really well, and Madueke scoring a fantastic hat-trick in this game. None of the goals were particularly fantastic. No screamers or anything like that. But just lovely football, and he is such a good player when he's in this kind of mood, and it was a glorious thing to see. And then, I don't know how this happened. Genuinely, I went into this game thinking, we get a draw, that'll be a good result. We won 5-0. And we were 3-0 up before they even had a man sent off. I don't understand it. Madueke with a quick fire double. Alvarez then scored. They had a man sent off. Funnily enough, it was Renan Lodi. If we win the tournament, Renan, your medal's in the post. We did try. We were thinking about getting Renan Lodi back on loan, actually. We ended up not doing it. But he did us a massive favour in this game. Bless him. We'll be putting in a good word for him if he needs one, if he wants another transfer to the Premier League. And then the pick of the goals was Yuri Tielemans. I'm going to show you now. Absolute screamer. Wonderful goal. Wonderful finish. Befitting of the ridiculousness of this tie. Absolutely fantastic. And then, before the Tottenham game, before we get to that, we then drew against Manchester United 0-0. Which at the time I was annoyed with. However, I have gone away for a few days and reflected on it. The reason why I'm not that unhappy about it now is, number one, we didn't lose. So we're still unbeaten in the league, by the way. Just to put that out there. But also, we didn't drop any points against Manchester United because although we did drop points, so did they. Both of us dropped 2 points. So we're the same distance between us that there was, really. So it hasn't adversely affected us. Of course, if we'd have won that game, we'd have had a bigger gap. That would have been great. But there's still 6 points between us. We don't have to play them again. So we don't have the horrible idea of having to play them, have us drop points and have them gain points, if that makes sense. So that one's out of the way, which is good. The only concern is Liverpool are right behind them. If Liverpool win their game in Haynes, I can't speak. If they win their game in hand on them and us, they'll be on 67 points. They'll be 5 points behind us. We do still have to play Liverpool. So we might have that issue when we come against them. But none of that matters right now, because it's Carabao Cup final o'clock. And this is the 11 we are hoping are going to take us to Carabao Cup glory, the first in the club's history. So let's see whether we can do it, shall we? In defence, we have Lafont in goal, Livramento, Diop, Zuma and Christiansen in the back line. Tielemans and Rice in the midfield with Bowen, Hadji and Madueke supporting Alvarez up front. We haven't got Sushak available. He's literally just come out from injury. I'm not putting him on the bench because it just doesn't seem like a right thing to do. Soleil as well has been a little bit unfit recently. He's not very good in big games, so I'm not even going to risk him. As I said before, Harvey Elliott still making his way back from his injury. Mark Noble just not at the level we need him to be. So these are the boys who we're going with. It's pretty much our first team, and hopefully that's enough to get past Spurs in the cup final. Let's do it, shall we? Let's go. It might be stating the obvious to say that I am nervous, although looking at the form that Spurs have been in recently, maybe we shouldn't be as nervous. That is a rotten bit of form. Us, on the other hand, are doing very well indeed. It's a cup final against a local rival. It is always going to be a feisty, tough game. It is, however, a repeat of the FA Cup final last season, which we won. So hopefully we can have the same result again here today, please. That would be lovely. Tottenham Hotspur are obviously a very, very good team now, and they are not going to take anything lying down. And we nearly make a mistake there. Christiansen did not get on the end of that. I can't use my words today. Did not get on the end of that. But next highlight, we are the ones in attack. Bowen trying to launch forward. We're going to pass it around a little bit, but we have looked like an absolute superstar team in this run. Absolutely fantastic. Bowen's in here. Bowen looking to get it back to someone. Hadji's there. Bowen's there for the rebound. The referee might have something to say about it. It's ticked over at the top here, but I saw the linesman's flag up. They're going to look at VAR and see whether VAR has a reason to disallow it. Jared Bowen, who has been in questionable form, he's turned up every now and then. But he's not necessarily been quite the player he once was. He has had that disallowed, which is a bit frustrating. Which is very, very frustrating. I think I was starting to use Madueke on the right-hand side a bit more in the last episode. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but Madueke has been looking like a very good right winger, actually. Playing him on the left today, just to counter that point. Madueke nearly scores, though, and that would have been a fantastic way to prove me wrong. He's actually looked more effective on the right recently. But Jared Bowen, when he's on form, is a fantastic player, so I don't really want to completely rule him out. Also, the more we use Madueke on the right to counter the point, and oh my word, we have players who fall over. One of them had their hands up in the air saying, "Where's my penalty, ref?" Referee wasn't interested. The 1+ point, yes, is if we put Madueke on the right-hand side, it gives Zakaria more game time, and that has happened recently, but it does limit Bowen's game time as well. So it does have its pluses and minuses, so we do have to be very mindful of all of that. Today, I was very tempted to go with Madueke on the right, Zakarian on the left. I ended up thinking, you know what, Jared Bowen's been a hero of this save. He was fantastic last season. He's been really good this season as well. It feels unfair not to give him the opportunity to carry that on. Bowen's there, and Bowen has scored, and that's why we put him in the team, because Jared Bowen is a goal machine. He had one disallowed earlier in the half, and Madueke to Bowen makes it 1-0 in the it's not in the FA Cup final, that was last season. In the Carabao Cup final. Get in, boys. Let's go. What a cross that is from Madueke. Not really known for his crossing prowess. I think he's got a decent cross on him. But normally he's the one getting in the box for those goal-scoring opportunities. What a ball it was. And it is going to make sure we go in 1-0 ahead at half-time. I'm a very happy man. Very happy indeed. So happy. I can't get my words out, which is not ideal. I've not recorded for a few days, so I think I'm a little bit out of practice, so I am tripping over my words a little bit. I've actually tried to record the opening of this video 3 times, before actually getting into the game. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle doing this video for some reason. Can't really get my words out. But we're going to go into the second half and hopefully see the game out now. If we can just carry on doing what we're doing, just push through and get another goal, I will be delighted. Alvarez not having the best of games, neither is Tielemans, so we might look at those as our first changes when we get to that point. Tottenham trying to build something up here. Anderson on the left-hand side, he and Son have switched over. Son now gets it into Kane. Kane's down, Kane does make it 1-1, and we are just going to encourage the boys. Come on, lads, let's not let that affect anything. Let's not let that affect anything. We are still playing better than they are. We are still doing very, very well indeed. Anderson is the one who gets it over there. Christiansen, you could argue, is at fault for that goal because he should be closer to Son. We have encouraged the lads. I think that is going to hopefully spur them into life. We are going to look at those changes now. Again, we haven't got Souček on the bench, so Ilić is going to come on for... Why has the midfield done that? Ilić is going to come from Tielemans. It's come up... Yeah. Ilić is going to come on for Tielemans. Why was that so difficult to say? We're also going to bring on Brenner as well. I'm tempted to bring Sesko on, but we're going to go with what we know and what we trust. Sesko, I don't trust him just yet. He is a very good player. He has got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of potential, and he's a very good player for now. I just don't trust him right now because he's not really shown the ability that we need of him. We're also going to start pressing Oliver Skip as well because I'm a little bit worried because that goal really started from him, and I just want to make sure we do what we can to try and stop that from happening again. We carry on. I'm going to demand more from the boys. I think we can get more from the boys. We have got some tired legs out here, but it's not the end of the world. Spurs have come back into this game, which is a bit frustrating. I think for the final change, we're going to look at fitness, I think, because we've got some tired legs out here. Madueke, Hadji, Bowen, they're all tiring. I think maybe Zakarian on in the place of maybe Madueke. Yeah, I think we do that. Madueke. A bit more in the way of fresh legs. And I'm also very, very tempted to go attacking as well. In fact, that's exactly what we are going to do. We've gone attacking. Could demand more for the last couple of minutes as well. Let's just try. Oh, we've given away a silly free kick here. This might be the trophy. Spurs put this in. This might be the trophy. Kane's going to take the free kick. He takes it and he puts it just over. It worries me a little bit how we've just kind of let them dominate us in the second half. It's kind of like they turned up in the second half and we didn't. Oh, and this last highlight, they've got the throw. Son gets it out to Thierry Rendell. Rendell's going to cross it in, looking for Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura, oh my word, nearly puts it in the back of the net. I'm a little bit frustrated at how we've kind of capitulated in this second half. We've not really looked at the races. Spurs just look like they've turned the tap on, and it was almost like they forgot. Oh, I mean, Bowen really could have kept that in. I know he's tired, but yeah, it's a little bit frustrating to see us play the way that we have been. But at the end of the day, Livramento trying to get it up to Brenner. Brenner is there, but Nyanzu just manages to get the ball off of him. It is full time, but we do have more time to go. I'm going to say I'm not happy. I'll say I'm not happy with the defensive work. Just going to try and motivate the others and see what we can do. Do we have a final substitution? I feel like we should do. Problem is, I want to take Declan Rice off, but we don't actually have another central midfielder on the bench. We could move Hadji down there. We could bring Thiago Almada on, but we don't have a defensive midfielder. That's the problem. That's the issue that we've currently got. And Hadji's actually playing well in that position, so I don't really want to take him off. So actually, what we might do, we might swap these two rounds. Hadji as a deep line playmaker. Might make Ivan Ilić the central midfielder on defend. I don't know what his defensive stats are, actually. Are they any good? 12 tackling, 10 marking. That'll do. And Declan Rice, I don't really like taking my captain off. We can make that final change. It's going to be Thiago Almada who's going to come on, and hopefully Thiago can do something for us. Have a quick look at Yanis Hadji. Can he play as a central midfielder on attack? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. We're going to do that then. Okay, we're going to make that as the final change, and we're just going to hopefully see... Can we make one more? We can make one more. I thought we only had one more change. Okay, excellent. James Justin's going to come on as well then. As well as Livramento's played, he's knackered. So we're going to do that and hopefully find our way back into this game. But encourage the boys a little bit more. I'm actually going to drop back down to positive. Again, Tottenham are just playing very, very well at the moment. Lafont manages to make the save. That's okay. Pardon me one sec. Apologies for that. I've still got a little bit of a cough. It's definitely not the thing that's going around. That's been going around for 2 years now. I say that as if it's only just started going around. It's definitely not that. I test every day for work, so I know for a fact it isn't that. But I have had that cold that I had like a couple of weeks ago, and it just is still affecting me a little bit, and it's a little bit frustrating that I can't seem to shake it. And tactically, I think we just carry on as we are. Let's just try and hold on to the ball for a bit. I've gone back down to positive because I want us to try and hold on to the ball for a little bit, but we just do something silly like that, which is so annoying. Bowen now gets to Hadji. Hadji looking for options. Gets to Ilic. Ilic in that defensive-minded position. Normally he's looking to progress the play a little bit further. We're going to be asking him just to sit in the hole and just try and get the ball to more creative-minded players. But he's made a really poor pass there. Lucas Moura is on the end of it, and Lucas Moura going to try and get the ball in, gets it to Kane, but he fluffs his lines, and Yanis Hadji is actually the one who manages to make sure it doesn't end up in the back of the net. We are really struggling to break Tottenham down here, and I don't understand quite why. We were all over them in the first half, and for some reason, second half and this half of extra time, we've really, really struggled, and I'm getting quite frustrated with the players at the moment, because I don't understand it. I'm actually going to berate the players. Because we've gone from being in charge of this game to being at risk of conceding a goal. Second half of extra time. We are the more tired team. We need to be very mindful of that. Right, what can we do? Is there anything that we can do? I'm going to take Expressive off, but I'm going to put early crosses on. And Lucas Moura's as a winger, but I think Son's on there as an inverted winger. So I think keeping in the middle like this is for the best. I don't want to have Kane going up aerially against my central defenders because I feel like he's going to be really good at that. So I almost want to keep it as a neutral thing. What I am going to do is I'm going to raise the lines up a little bit and try and put a bit more pressure on them. Just in my opinion, I think that might help. It probably won't. Now I've done that, it'll probably absolutely stuff us up. We're not going to counter press because I feel like we're just going to absolutely shatter ourselves. We're going to do that. Hopefully, we can just get a bit more control in the game. Hadji with a nice idea for a pass, but then Spurs get the ball back, launch it forward, but fortunately they launch it towards our defensive line and no one's really there. Zooming out to Ilic. Ilic gave away the ball at the end of the first half of extra time, but he has managed to get it forward here, and Brenner's in, and Brenner has scored! Brenner has scored what might be the winner in this final. I'm having deja vu. Did this not happen in the FA Cup final last season? Did we not get to extra time and put one past them before we had to go to penalties? Am I remembering that correctly? Because I'm getting vivid flashbacks at the moment. And we lead in the second half of extra time. Early on in the second half of extra time. I am going to continue with the tactical changes, even though they hadn't come into effect. Simply because I think those tactical changes will help us a little bit see the game out. We're just going to wait a little bit longer before we try anything else. Because right now, as it stands... Last minute, let's do it. As it stands right now, we will be winning our second domestic trophy in as many seasons. And that sounds great to me. We'll drop the line. In fact, okay, keep the line forward, actually. We'll keep the line forward. Let's just compress everything. Let's just try and see this game out, boys. Yes! Why am I so excited about the Carabao Cup? I don't know. We've done it. We have done it. Wow. Another trophy to add to the cabinet. Declan Rice is going to lift the trophy. So am I. Get in, boys. Get in. Yes. Yes. Whew. That was tense. That was very, very tense. The second they started coming back into the game, I thought that was it. I genuinely thought they were going to get a goal past us. Either in the second half, they would get another one, or they'd get one in injury time. Or in extra time, even. And yet, we have managed to come out. It's Brenner, the guy who scored a goal in the semi-final. And I nearly started him because of that, and I didn't in the end. Brenner is the guy who gets the goal, who helps us lift our first trophy of the season, our third year of consistent trophy winning, and it's our second domestic trophy as well. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Very happy with the performance there, boys. Very happy. There were some performances out there I was not happy with, but you know what? Doesn't matter. We won a trophy. And that is all we can really hope for. What a performance that was. Just want to double check. What was the FA Cup final like last season? I can't actually remember. I'm pretty sure it was the same. It was the same. It was Kurt Zuma with the goal, but we did it in the first half of the extra time period instead of the second half. But it was, again, we went ahead, they equalised, we got the winner. Sorry, Spurs. What can I say? What can I say? That was a heck of a game. Right. I'm going to change out of this suit. And we're then going to decide exactly what we're going to do. Because I don't really know. I don't know whether to show you the Atletico game. Because we're 5-0 up. I don't know whether it's worth it. So I'm going to come back. We'll have a think about it. And we'll see whether maybe we come back for a different game instead. Because I feel like the Atletico game, unless something dramatically goes wrong, is pretty much done and dusted. So, with all of that said, let's get out of this suit, shall we? There we go. That's more like it. So, yeah, plans. I really don't think it's worth showing the Atletico game. I want to, but by the same token, it just feels like a bit of a wasted exercise because that's the wrong season, Stu. Because, again, 5-0 up. Something dramatically has to go wrong in the home leg. So, I'm actually debating carrying on through, getting to that game, playing that game, see what the draw is, see when the draw falls, and then if the first leg is in the month of March, we might show you that one. If not, we might just do something like the Leeds game. So I just don't feel like it's worth showing you that game. I feel like it'll just be a bit of a wasted exercise. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to play Bournemouth and West Brom. I'm going to see how I feel when I get to the Atletico game. And if I think that there's a reason to show you it, I will. If not, we'll come back for Leeds or possibly even the next game in the FA Cup. No, we won't, because the FA Cup is the Bournemouth game. I'm not showing you that one. There's no point in showing you that one. I'll make a decision and I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. So I did make the executive decision I was on about. I didn't show you the Atletico Madrid game because, again, we were 5-0 up after the first leg. It just felt like a pointless exercise to show you it. As it turns out, it would have been, we drew 2-2. We were the better team. They scored a 91st minute equaliser. But to be perfectly honest with you, we were never in danger in this game whatsoever. Not the best game from some of our players. Brenner, after his great run of form recently, just disappeared into obscurity. The Font didn't have the best game either, but to be honest with you, none of that really matters. We got through to the quarterfinal. That is the main thing. We also played against Bournemouth and West Brom. The Bournemouth game in the FA Cup, we won 5-1. In that good run of form, Brenner scored 4 goals in the first half. 4. And then Sesko got 1 in the 87th minute. Bournemouth actually very unlucky not to score more than 1 goal. They were very good in the second half. We were very disappointing. So, it is what it is. We got through past them and we scored lots of goals. That's the main thing. We then had West Bromwich Albion visit the London Stadium, battered them 3-0. Brenner, Mancini, and a worldie from Yuri Tielemans. He doesn't score many, but when he does, they're usually superb. I think it's only his second goal of the season, but what a goal it was. And that rounded out the games before the Atletico Madrid game, which I've already spoken about. So, plan of action now we're through in the Champions League. What I'm thinking is, we're going to round up today's episode with the FA Cup quarterfinal against Manchester City at the City of Manchester Stadium. I think we do that. I think that sounds like a good plan. And then in the next episode, we're going to start at the Champions League quarterfinal second leg and play that one alongside the Liverpool game. I think those are 2 very big, very important games. And we'll see what happens in those games. Do we do Liverpool or do we do Chelsea? I think we'll do Liverpool. And then that'll leave us with a double header of Arsenal and Aston Villa on the final day of the season. That sounds like a plan to me. So, without further ado, I'm going to go play the Leeds game and I'll be back with you for the Man City game. Okay, I had to come back a little bit early because, I'll be honest with you, I said, let's go 1 more year and let's try and win the title. I didn't really think we were going to be anywhere near winning the title. Obviously, we've been doing very, very well. Knowing the Liverpool games coming up, knowing how things have gone for me in some saves in the past, I was thinking, it's going to be like last season. We're going to do really, really well towards the end, but then we're just going to fall away and lose a couple of games. At the moment, however, our opponents are dropping points. Aston Villa beat Liverpool 1-0. Yeah, they're there. I can't speak, I'm so shocked. Also, Everton held Manchester United to a draw, which means we're level on games with Manchester United and we're 8 points clear. That's two full losses against any team, and then we still have 2 points clear of them. Also, Liverpool are now 11 points clear, and yes, they have a game in hand, but if they win that, we're also 8 points clear of them, even if they win that game. I'm so flustered. I can't believe it's going the way that it is. I don't know why I'm highlighting that. I just can't believe it. It's bizarre that we've got to this point. And I just thought, you know what? I've been playing it kind of cool so far. I'm going to be level with you guys. I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. It just feels like everything's going in our favour. I'm touching wood when I say that. My desk, just to clear. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. I do also want to show you a news article which I found quite amusing. Maybe, just maybe, they made the wrong decision. I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. There's a temptation in me to go for it. I'm not going to go for it. But again, there's a little bit of me that kind of thinks, oh, should we go for it and do one more year when we'll do it at Real Madrid? But no, we're not going to do that. We're going to finish the season at West Ham. We're going to finish the save at West Ham. But I just thought I'd bring you back for those couple of things. This one in particular makes me feel a little bit smug, shall we say. So this is a bit awkward. I'm actually StuBo from the future, and by the future I mean like the 9th of January. I've actually finished the save. I'm actually completely finished with West Ham. That's why I've got a little red border here, because I've actually got rid of the West Ham border. I don't know where the Man City game's gone. I've been looking through my computer trying to find it, but I can't actually find the recording of it. And I know I recorded it, but for some reason I've got to this point. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why. So I can only apologise for that. I was tempted to just show you the extended highlights of it, but then I looked at how long this video was anyway, and I thought, stuff it. We'll just quickly go over what happened in this game. As you can see, we got through on penalties. It was a very tense game. Man City were the better team around the 90 minutes, I would say, and then we were just way better in extra time. It was 1-1 after 90 minutes. We scored first with the penalty, but Luka Jovic on the stroke of half-time scoring after a bit of a mistake from S3Ep6 allowed Dusan Vlahovic to just flick the ball onto Jovic to put it back in. Jovic and Vlahovic is a great strike partnership, just for the names. I don't know why, but I love it. And then in extra time, Justin managed to bundle home a corner. Bernardo Silva cancelling that out as well, which puts us to penalties, which we won. We scored all 5 of our penalties, and Dusan Vlahovic managed to not score his, and he is the reason why Man City got knocked out of the FA Cup. The one big thing we talked about is Manchester City in this match. Well, not necessarily in this match, because obviously they pushed us very close. But Man City in this save have not been very good. They're actually bottom half of the Premier League table as it stands. I don't know exactly where they were, but I think I remember saying at some point in the video they were 8 points off of the relegation zones. 8 points off in March. That's crazy. When you think of Man City, what they're like in real life, that's nuts. I don't understand what's happened with them in this save. I did even muse the idea of, if the Man City job was available at the end of the season, maybe we do a one-season rebuild. Full disclosure, we're not doing that. I think I ruled it out in this video. It's not much of a spoiler to say we're not doing that, but I toyed around with the idea of it. I thought it might be interesting, but the job didn't come up because Vincent Kompany was never going to get sacked, let's be completely honest. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here because it's been long enough. I mean, we did win a trophy in this video, so it's been a success. Yay! Cancelled out by the lack of this game. But we'll move on to the next game. I can't remember exactly what matches you're going to see in the next episode because, again, it's been a while since I've been in this save, but hopefully you'll enjoy them. So, all of that said, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing to the channel as well for more Football Manager awesomeness. Please share the video as well with friends, family, anyone you know who likes Football Manager content. I've been StuBo, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Take care, look after yourselves, and bye-bye for now.